welcome to episode 162 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It is Saturday the 21st of November, 2020. And I hope your week's been good, people. Mine's been holy fucking shit. I've been out and about, people. I went up to Birmingham, this week, and had a nice little walk about, people. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was lovely. The place where the other half, you know what I fucking mean, the other half, the old Trouble and Strife, the old whatever Cockney fucking rhyming slang describes the females these days. We're going to have to change those, aren't we? They must be demeaning in some way these days, are they not? The old Cockney rhyming slangers are going to have to fucking come up with some new, more woke rhyming slang than Trouble and Strife or whatever. Trouble and Strife for wife, that is, to our American and non-fucking Cockney speaking fans. The woke brigade will no doubt crucify Cockneys for their use of rhyming slang. What do you actually mean by the word strife? Why is it strife? It just fucking rhymes with wife, you fucking tit. You fucking melt. So I've been out and about a little bit. I had a nice walk. I don't know what it is about girlfriends and walk-ins, but they fucking love to walk. They love a bit of fresh air out there, don't they? One foot in front of the other. Come on, let's go and have a walk. Freeze our fucking tits off for a couple of hours and just keep on fucking walking. Here's my thing. When I'm dragged and have to go for a walk, I'm very much a house cat when it comes to anything like that. I don't mind it. I don't mind a fucking walk in the summer in the sun and stuff like that. But when it's a bit fucking parky out, sweetheart, you know what I mean? It's a bit fucking parky out there. I ain't that keen, to be perfectly honest. So I try and get out of it. The thing I fucking hate is about walking. You start walking and you walk, obviously, one foot in front of the other and that, and then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm fucking knackered now. And my girlfriend doesn't seem to like walking round in a loop. She likes to like walk so you have to come back the same way. And you think, well, I'm fucking knackered now, and I've got to walk all that way back. Couldn't we have just walked round in a circle so you come round to where you originated from, instead of having to walk back all the way back down where you've come? And you thought, fucking hell, we've been walking for an hour and 15 minutes now. That means it's going to take an hour and 15 minutes to get back the same way we came. 2.5 hours out in the car. It's a lot. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot. I'd rather, have a bike ride or something like that. I don't know. Although that gets tedious after a while, doesn't it? Any sort of exercise outside where you are away from all your creature comforts inside. I just, and then you go and then because it's lockdown, everybody else is fucking walking. So you can't park your car up anywhere, like over the park bit, when you're walking round the park, or like up and down the park as we were doing. And then there's little coffee shops still open. You can't get fucking coffee because the queue's massive. Everybody decided. That's what the one abiding memory I have of lockdown is: queuing for shit that you don't really want, but it'll just make your day slightly better, like a coffee or something like that. You know, you go, oh, let's just nip in here for a coffee. Do you remember those days when it used to be just nip in here for a coffee without a massive fucking queue? stretching for about half a mile because everybody's spaced out and everybody's like had the same idea of not bringing any shit with them. And there's people waiting in that queue, and you're like, oh, do I become a zombie and just fucking wait like everybody else, or do I forego the coffee and warming myself up a bit just to suffer a little bit longer? I don't know. Maybe that's life. Maybe that's a metaphor for life. Do we queue for coffee, or do we suffer a little bit longer? Do we make it slightly less tolerable for ourselves by foregoing the coffee, or do we give ourselves a little treat every now and again? And life seems a little bit better. Is that it? I don't know. Let's have a talking of coffee. Let's have a bit of tea. Nice bit of tea there. Fucking, I was at it the other day for drinking too much tea. This was my issue. Apparently, it's an issue. It got to the stage I used to go up and see Hannah, and she'd make me a cup of tea and that, but she's pissed off because I drink about like 8 or 9 cups of tea a day. I like to get my fucking money's worth. That's it. Yeah, I drink a lot of fucking tea. It's to quote the what was it, Lock, Stock and this is what the British Empire was built on. He says, wearing a fucking jumper with a faded Union Jack flag on it. That's not a great look if you've got a short haircut and you're a white guy, by the way, these days. I don't know what has happened, by the way. Well, I do know what has happened to the old Union Jack. When I was in this is the thing. The Union Jack now seems to be almost like the fucking Dixie flag or whatever it is. What is it? Dixie flag? Is that what it's called? Dixie flag. Is it the Confederate flag like that? Obviously that's offensive because of the connotations of slavery and shit like that. But the Union Jack seems to have gone through the same sort of metamorphosis, whereby it seems to be adopted by people like the BNP and shit like that. And when I was younger in the 90s, it was sort of like that whole Britpop era, you know, Oasis, and you had Jerry Halliwell wrapped in a fucking Union Jack, and fucking Noel Gallagher playing a Union Jack guitar, and it was all Union Jacks all over the place. You couldn't fucking move for Union Jacks, and now it seems to be hijacked by the racist brigade. And every time you see Union Jack now flying from a fucking window or something, you're like, oh, fuck. Fuck yeah, well, I'm all right round here. That's what I think. Oh, I'm going to be fine round here. I've got a skinhead and I'm a white guy. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing how the Union Jack has sort of like seems to have changed somewhat. We need to change that back. That is not why, by the way, I'm wearing a faded Union Jack sweatshirt. He says, talking about what he's wearing, like a first-year open micer. We've all done it, baby. Yeah, so I had a nice little walk. It was actually quite nice. The place where she lives up by Sutton Coldfield is which is near Birmingham. For all you Americans out there, it's fucking lovely. Like the old park or whatever used to be, apparently, this is what I was told, used to be sort of Henry VIII's hunting grounds for deer rather than wives. He didn't just hang around in bushes trying to grab. Yeah, she'll fucking do. If she don't work out, I'll chop her head off or divorce her or whatever. But yeah, it used to be. But it's fucking massive. But it's nice. It's nice. It's got like grassy bits and then woody bits and then little trails through the woods and shit like that. But there's just fucking the world and his fucking 10 kids are up there. Seriously. And you can tell what sort of area it is by what sort of dogs they've got. It's a nice Sutton Coldfield seems to be a nice sort of like middle class. It's got its shit bits and that. The center of it looks a bit like 70s. You know what I mean? It looks like a fucking flashback from like you'd see Philip Glenister pulling up in a fucking old 4-chord Katina and fucking arresting somebody. It's a bit 70s, but the actual area itself is quite middle class, and you can tell that. You can tell how middle class an area is by what sort of dogs the people have. It was a sea of fucking sausage dogs, Dachshunds, and French bulldogs. That's what it was. Now, a French bulldog, I think obviously dog prices have gone up for some reason in lockdown. I was looking at, like, I want to get a dog, right? But the prices of fucking puppies, the prices of puppies, fuck me, man. They're like about $3,000, like about £3,000 for a fucking little spaniel or a Labrador or something like that. They used to be about $1,000 before all this. That's the one thing. I bet dog breeders are trying to get their fucking popping Viagra in their food and fucking everything. Go on, son, get in there. Fucking couple of months' time we'll be fucking loaded. Because the demand has gone up for dogs. Because, I don't know, everybody's either lonely or got nothing to do, or so bored on walks and unwilling to interject that boredom with queuing for a coffee for 6 hours. So they thought, oh, I'll get a dog instead. That'll be entertaining. I can throw it a stick. That'll keep me warm, and I'll just take a fucking flask with me. So the demand for dogs is through the roof at the minute. You got people, apparently, this is apparently a thing, people posing as RSPCA inspectors, going around people's houses and saying they need to check on the dog and then running off with it. I mean, for fuck's sake, I don't know how many people have fell for that trick, but you've got to admire the fucking balls of it. I don't imagine that many sort of like pit bull terriers getting stolen by that way, but things, you know, little faggoty dogs or whatever, you know, little, you know, like cheeky little, you know, things with a ribbon in their hair, or, you know, like little yappy dogs. I bet they're getting just bundled into fucking sacks, and we're off down the road. Jesus. But anyway, it was a nice old walk around there. Even if it was fucking cold, and it's all right for a bit, and then I start getting bored. There's only so much nature you can have in there. Like, I've always got this sort of this dream of living in the wilderness, and you know, out in the middle of nowhere in a log cabin, you know, wood burning stove, surrounded by trees, little river, little otters, you know, hanging around and stuff like that. You know, that's the dream. To be able to do that, to be able to have the money just to do that. But I reckon, you know, after a couple of months, I'd be fucking bored. There'd be no Wi-Fi signal, no phone signal. The otters would start pissing me off by, like, leaving shit all over the cabin fucking steps or something like that, or start stealing off you. That's the one thing with nature. In there, everybody thinks like nature, oh, it's fucking amazing. It'd be lovely to be out there in the woods, and the next minute you got a fucking bear going through your fucking trash cans, you know, your bins and shit like that, and then that's all strewn all over the place. So every fucking day, you just gotta like clear up all the shit and all the rubbish that the bear's been through, or fucking raccoons, or, you know, obviously my dream here is set in the in the Canadian hills or something. Being as there's very little fucking wilderness left here, unless I move up to Scotland. It's yeah, and then every single day it was like the cat shit out the front. You think, oh, I've got all that nice, oh, that's beautiful, the front garden, and then it becomes the fucking cat shit central. So you're clearing up cat shit. You got bear shit you're clearing up. You got to stack all the fucking rubbish and the recycling back in the bins that the bear's been at like the day before. Beavers start chewing on the fucking wood on the side of the house, and you got eagles shitting all over the place until you've had enough of it with a bear, and you just get a shotgun out and you just start fucking mowing down the wildlife around you, just so you've got a sort of like surrounded area that you can keep pristine and nice without it being ruined by fucking wildlife. You can see why all these cabins have got like bear heads and deer heads, and you know, you plant some vegetables, the next minute it's been fucking wiped out by a load of deer or rabbits or something like that, you know, and then you got nothing to eat in the winter apart from deer meat from the deers that you've got pissed off with. You're trying to be a vegetarian, but you're just fucking that fucked off with the animals, just eating everything. I don't know. It sounds like bliss living in the wilderness, but it's fucking. I imagine it's fucking awful. And then in the summer, you have a hot summer, and it's fucking flies everywhere, or gnat bites down by the river. Oh Jesus! You know, there's a fucking landslide or a flooding. Everything gets you fucking washing line with all your clothes on gets washed away in a freak flood, and you just in the middle of hell, just craving somebody to park in your parking space, because that seems like a small fucking dilemma to deal with, rather than a fucking bear just wrecking through your fucking house every day. Opening your fridge. Let's have a little, I don't know. I'm getting stressed about this. This is what it gets to when your dream isn't even living up to expectations. You know, when you've got a big dream about where you want to end up and what you'd love to do with your life, and even you're looking at that and you're thinking, oh, fucking hell, it'd be murder. It'd be absolute fucking murder. Doing that, living out in the fucking wilderness like that. You see, like, hey, man, we built a great tree house up here and it's absolutely fantastic. And the next minute, you know, you move in, the fucking bear moves in, you got fucking raccoons living in your fucking tree house. You know, the next minute, like, illegal loggers set up, you got all day long. Oh, it sounds like fucking... I'll just fucking sell it. Just stay here and not sell this place. That's what I ought to do. 18 minutes, people. Let's have a little bit of tea. Anyway, talking of Paradise Lost, here we go. Not that we were really, not the... oh, fuck me. Fuck off. I did read a story, and this is a perfect example of, well, not a perfect example. It's a perfect example of poor people getting fucked over. And this is almost like that Erin Brockovich sort of like shit that was going on. And thinking you're living in paradise, but you're not. Caribbean islands poisoned by carcinogenic pesticides. Now, it says, first we were enslaved, then we were poisoned. That's the headline on it. That, to be fair, me old booty, you've had a bit of a bad run there. I ain't gonna take that away from you. That is a hell of a sentence, isn't it? First we were enslaved, then we were poisoned. Jesus. That's how many on Martinique see the history of their French Caribbean island. To tourists means sun, rum, and palm fringe beaches. Slavery was abolished in 1848, but today the islanders are victims again of a toxic pesticide. Basically, what's happened is people have used pesticides on the island for the banana growing industry, by the looks of it. Later, he got prostate. One of the guys got prostate cancer and a disease that is common on Martinique because of all the fucking pesticides that they're using in the like 70s, 80s, and 90s. And basically, it's like infected all the fucking water, all the water on the island. But like, that's just, you know what I mean? That is a typical example of big business putting putting the little man down and not giving a fuck, do they? They don't give a fuck as long as people can turn a fucking profit, get their fucking bonuses in, and they don't give a shit what happens to the little guy. They don't. That is the fucking way the world fucking works, unfortunately. Let's have a look. It says chlorodecanone stays in the soil for decades, possibly for centuries. So more than 20 years after the chemical ceased to be used, much of the land on Martinique cannot be used for growing vegetables, even though bananas and other fruits on trees are safe. Apparently, rivers and coastal waters are also contaminated, which means many fishermen cannot work, and 92% of Martinicans have traces of it in their blood. Oh, fucking hell. That's mental. So it sort of like passes down through the fucking generations as well. You just think, well, at least, you know, my arsehole's rotted out. Okay, but at least my kids and my grandkids are going to be okay. My life is going to be cut short. I've taken one for the team. And they're like, no, actually, no, it's going to kill your kids and your grandkids as well. So sorry about that. Have a banana. Jesus. Which we can still legally grow. Which we can grow and aren't actually infected by it. If you were more banana than you are human being, you'd be safe. But unfortunately, you are human beings. So that's going to be a real issue for you. Jesus. I mean, people just don't give a fuck. In 1981, the French authorities authorized it, for use in banana plantations in French West Indies, and even thought it was finally banned. In 1990, growers lobbied for and got permission to carry out using stocks until 1993 it was used. And it's just fucking decimated the fucking ground, water, and the fucking, you know. And I bet nobody ends up paying for that. Nobody, none of the banana plantations or anything like that will be like, maybe we ought to make an offer to these people whose lives are being cut short. Nah, fuck them. They're only poor. Don't worry about it. Jesus. Yeah, so that was a bit of a story that I read this week. Fucking hell. I mean, the geezer looks, you know, looks very, very sick chap there. Also, this was quite a good story as well. We're moving into the future, people. This is what we're doing. We are moving. We're going all fucking Star Wars in the UK. Watch your back, China and America. Great Britain are coming with our fucking, you know, dig out the old fucking Union Jacks. Tie them to a fucking, I don't know, like an aerial of a fucking radio that they did in the Falklands or whatever. Jesus. Bit of wind coming up there. Apparently, this is Boris Johnson has vowed the end of the era of retreat. We ain't going nowhere, baby, anymore. We fucking hell. Sorry about that. Let's have a bit of tea. Wash that phlegm down. Oh, fucking animal today. Boris Johnson pledges laser guns as he pumps an extra 16.5 billion into the military. Have that. I know. Laser guns. Next minute it'll be fucking lightsabers. We're going full on Sith Lords, baby. Don't fuck with us, America or China, or you get your fucking head lasered off. I know. Boris Johnson has pledged to develop laser weapons for the UK military as he announces a 16.5 billion cash injection into the defence budget. You can see that he's watched a lot of science fiction films. He's sitting at home one night and he's watched Star Wars: A New Hope and just gone to himself, that's what we need. That is what we need. We need fucking laser guns. Prime Minister told MPs on Thursday that replacing traditional guns with energy weapons would help solve the problem of troops running out of ammo, and that lasers were among technologies that will revolutionise warfare. It's nice that our Prime Minister is thinking that we need to get around the fact that we're running out of ammo. And we need to be more efficient killers on the world stage. Oh, fuck me. Our warships and combat vehicles will carry directed energy weapons, destroying targets with inexhaustible lasers. For them, the phrase out of ammunition will become redundant. It sounds pretty cool, actually. Mr. Johnson said his defence modernisation package would end the era of retreat and upgrade our capabilities across the board when it came to the armed forces. Yeah, but it's not. It's not going to end the era of retreat because we're not going to be the only fucking country that has these weapons. Or if everybody has the same weapons, the playing field again becomes flat and even. Wars, I can just see wars going on for centuries. Just centuries, just people taking, behind rocks, just like popping up every now and again, firing a laser beam, popping down again. Jesus, they're going to be there. If it's inexhaustible, they're going to be the longest wars ever. Everybody, fucking hell, just holding up cigarettes, seeing if they can get fucking light. He also said the UK's new aircraft carrier, HMS Queen Elizabeth, would next year lead a task group to East Asia in a challenge to China. I wouldn't recommend that. Challenge in China that the Prime Minister described as our most ambitious deployment for 2 decades. What are they going to do? Just sail by and go, come on then, give us a shot. We shall deploy more of our naval assets. Hello. In the world's most important regions. Jesus. I tell you what, though, the old laser guns does sound fucking wicked. I want to see, have they actually developed this laser gun development? Or is it just a mad fucking idea where he's gone, laser guns? We could do with laser guns. As he actually, laser weapon is a directed energy weapon based on lasers. After decades of research and development, as of January 2020, let's have a look. Direct, including lasers, are still in the experimental stage, and it remains to be seen. How the fuck do they work then? Pulsed energy projectile. Laser-based directed weapons are being developed. Oh, come on. Boeing's airborne laser, which was constructed inside a Boeing 747. Another example of direct use of laser as a defense was research for the strategic. Tell me how it works. That's what we want to fucking know. We don't want to know the fucking. A Dazzler is a directed energy weapon intended to temporarily blind or disorientate. Okay. Electro laser first ionizes its target path and then sends an electric current down the conducted track of ionized plasma. Something like lightning. Holy fucking shit. It really is like the Emperor's fucking hands in Star Wars. It functions as a giant, high-energy, long-distance version of the taser or stun gun. Pulsed energy projectile, or PEP systems, emit an infrared laser pulse which creates rapidly expanding plasma at the target. The resulting sound, shock, and electromagnetic waves stun the target and cause pain and temporary paralysis. Is that it? We're just going to give somebody Bell's palsy? Is that going to be it? Just stuns them on the ground, and then what do? Just go in and sweep up all the enemy like that? I thought we were going to be like proper laser guns, you know what I mean? Like, the old Star Wars, stormtroopers running about and shit like that. But clearly not. Clearly not. It does sound exciting, though. That's the way I want to go out. Be the first person shot by a fucking laser gun. Jesus. What are we on? 30 minutes, people. That is... Jesus, I've talked some shit in that, haven't I, that is episode 162 of the Ben Briggs podcast. If you have any questions and want to contact me at all, it is just podcast@benbriggs.co.uk. I will be back on Tuesday, motherfuckers. Have a good rest of your fucking weekend. The rest of Saturday and the rest of Sunday, and I'll speak to you on Tuesday. Take care.